Hello, everyone. Give me just one moment so I can get set up on Instagram. Hello, my Instagram family up there, my Facebook family down here. Welcome to Right Way Wednesdays, WRITE, because there is a right way and a wrong way to publish. Not just to publish, but to profit from publishing. Because after 6 years, what you'll learn is that publishing is easy. I know if you have never written a book, you're thinking, oh my gosh, you're lying. Publishing is not easy. Publishing is actually the easy part. You just pick a publisher or you do it yourself. I can help you with that too. But today, the question, so the Right Way Wednesdays was established because people message me and they go, how do you XYZ? And I get all kind of questions every single day. So here's my way of answering the question for everybody because we all have the same questions. At the end of the day, hi Tina. At the end of the day, we're all in this game. Thank you. We're all in this game called the world of being an author. Um, to learn, to develop, but how do you do it? How do you become a successful author? Well, I can tell you. Hi, Jessica. I've been singing forever. Hello, hello, everyone. I can tell you after being in this game for 6 years that it's not just about writing a book and putting it on the shelf. Hey, everybody, I bought a book and here it is. You literally have to establish a couple of things so that you can be in the long haul, so that it's not just, guys, I have 6 books and one on the way. All of them are different. None of them are the same. The genre isn't even the same for all of them. So there's no way that I could tell you that every author should do the same thing the exact same way, because no author is created, all authors are not created equal. Amen. We are all different. We all talk different. Our genres are different. Our communities are different. So Brandy, so the question is, if we're all different, why are we trying to do the same thing? That's my question. Hey, David, my question is, if we're all different, why are we trying to mimic the neighbor next door or the author next door? You need to figure out what your path is based on where you're going, who your target audience is, and what your ultimate outcome is. So the question for the week is, what platforms do authors need to have? Well, again, that's a very broad statement, but I'll do my best to break it down to what I believe. First of all, you need to know what kind of author you are. What is your genre for this particular book? Remember, I told you I have 6. So I have to answer this question per book. I have to answer this question based on the reality of each outcome that I am expecting. So let's just use my new book. And you probably have not even seen it because it's not out yet, but it's called Lay Aside Every Weight. The target audience that I have for Lay Aside Every Weight is people who are ready to live their life without the weight of their past. People who are ready to live their life without the weight of their past. So when we talk about so let's back up to, that's my target audience, but let's back up to platform. The word platform is as equivalent as the word car. No, vehicle. So if I say vehicle, that can be a truck, that can be a car, that can be an 18-wheeler, that can be a U-Haul, that can be an SUV, because a vehicle is the definition of vehicle is something that I can get in and drive and get me to another place. Well, what is platform? A platform is something that I can stand on and be seen by more people at one time. So the question is, what platforms do authors need? There's hundreds, if not thousands, of platforms that you can be on right now. So, my alternative question to you is, who are you trying to be seen by? Where are you going? What is your ultimate vision? And when I say ultimate, sometimes you don't know where you want to go next. But let me use the genre of experts. So the genre of self-help experts. And I know if you want to say, well, I'm not a self-help author. Yes, if you create a life change for someone in your book, you are a self-help, motivation, inspiration. If you told a testimony, any of those kinds of things, if that's what your book is about. So I'm not talking to authors who wrote for entertainment purposes or erotica or cookbooks, stuff like that. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But if you have a book that helps someone see themselves and create a life change because of it, your platforms need to be platforms that get you heard and seen. So I don't just need to write a book and put it on the shelf and hope that my voice is heard. That's part of it. But if you're an expert, let's just say you do leadership development, you should also be a motivational speaker. I don't want to hear I'm afraid, because I was afraid. You would not believe that when I was a little girl, I could not stand in front of people without crying. And now I've traveled all around the world as a motivational speaker, because when I wrote Dealing with the Hand I Was Dealt, which was my first book, God Himself pushed me to the front of the room and said, speak. People kept calling me and asking me, can you come and tell your story? But you bought the book. Remember the $15 book that I sold you? Here's the book. I think even $10 at one time. So here's the book. Is that not enough? It's not enough. If you wrote a book that has a life change attached to it, you need to establish yourself as a motivational speaker. That is a platform. Remember, social media is a platform also, but we need to also remember that let's look at it as streams of income. Let's get away from the word platform, because at the end of the day, social media is a platform, but inside of the platform of social media, there's thousands of places you can be seen. So let's look at the word elevate. Where can I go? What can I do to be elevated so that I can be seen, so that my message can be heard? Ultimately, why do you need someone to hear your message? So that they can make a change in their life. Yes, and so that you can make money because of it. What? You didn't write your book for nothing, did you? Did you write your book so that everyone else could heal and be set free and be delivered and be amazing people, and you somewhere sitting and broke? That's not totally the reason why God allowed you the gift of writing, so that you could heal the world and be broke. So the platforms that you create need to have a dollar amount attached to them. Yes. I see y'all working way too hard for nothing. Facebook lives, Instagram, for one person to buy your book. You did an hour-long Facebook live and nobody bought anything. Well, Brandy, how do I change that? You create something that keeps them coming back. I have a class that I'm going to teach on Monday. It's called the Virtual Planning Party for 2021 for authors only. This is an authors only party. And it's because when you sit around other business owners, the conversation is just different when it's authors. So I want to just talk to authors. What is the problem? Why are you not creating new streams of income, new revenue streams? It is hard to sell a book by itself, especially if the book was not if it's just your testimony. A lot of people may not just buy your book because it's your testimony. You may have about 25 to 30 people that you personally know that'll say, oh my gosh, this is a great story. I'm going to support you because you're an amazing person. But I'm not looking just for those people who think I'm great. I'm looking for the people who want the change that I possess inside of my book. Monday, 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Register at eventbrite.com/VPP 2021. I'll drop the link below. It's going to be 3 hours of how to set up these streams of income. That is the missing link. The missing link is how. I believe that you desire to get it done. I believe that you want to set the world on fire. You just don't know how. And you have 10 different Facebook pages and nobody's talking to you. You set up these events, but you don't even know what to say to the people when they get there. You don't know how to be interactive in your group. There's just so much stuff that you don't know, and you keep signing up for these events that don't take you anywhere. You're still doing the same thing, which tells me you're not learning anything. Because if you learn something, if you learn a new thing, you do a new thing, right? So my answer to the question is, what platforms do authors need? Alternative, let me back up before I answer the question. A friend of mine posted in my author group yesterday, and it's called The Right Way to Publish for Profit. If you want to join, it's on Facebook for my Instagrammers. I think she listed about 10 different social media sites, and she said have as many as you can manage or hire someone to manage. I will piggyback on that and say I agree. However, if you don't have but one store, that's the only store people can find you in. You don't need to be 1,000 places. It reminds me of churches that have 2 and 3 members. Why can't the 4 churches who have 4 members all bring themselves together so they can make a bigger impact? I have Instagram, I have Facebook, and I have LinkedIn. I'm not on Clubhouse yet. I need iPhone, but Clubhouse just hit, and I heard it's booming, and I can't wait to get over there. But until then, I have to maximize the platform that I do have access to. You're not maximizing the space that you're in. Well, Brandy, how do I know if I'm maximizing the space that I'm in? I'm glad you asked, because people are asking for what you offer. If you are not overwhelmed with the response from what you're selling, the service that you're selling, your podcast, if you're not overwhelmed with the people that are coming to you, then you have not yet maximized or maxed out the level that you're currently at. It's not that you're doing it wrong. It's that you don't have something that makes people keep coming back and asking you, okay, now what's next? Okay, what's after that? Okay, I read your book. What's next? If you have not created a what's next for your clients and for your customers and for your readers, you have failed them. And it's not always another book. It could be a digital product that you need to create. You could look inside your book and think, oh, maybe I should get a journal. Maybe I should have t-shirts. There's got to be something else that you can couple with your book to make it a better and bigger experience. If you just want to sell books, hire a sales team. Point, the end of story. If you want to sell books, if you just want to sell more books, hire a branding and marketing specialist. Why are you trying to do all the work yourself? If you're going to make the investment, make the investment. Hire somebody that is when we wrote these books, and I declare if I could go back to the beginning, I would, but we learn along the way, right? So you don't have to be all things to all people every single day. You cannot be the branding and marketing team, the designers, the print company, the photographer. You cannot, and you're not supposed to. If you still work in corporate America, then you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say you're the CEO. Excuse me, my phone is about to die for my Instagram. Let's hold on a minute. Sorry, I had to look up my nose. So here you are, you work at a Fortune 500 company that has 20 departments in it, 20 department heads, 20 leads under those heads, and then the employees of the leads, of the supervisors. But then when you came out and started your own company, you decided to be everybody. How do you think that was going to work? You cannot. Now, when you first get started, if you have to do a few of the things along the way because you're financially unable to do that, say no more. I understand. But if you still work a regular job, start saving for these times where you're like, you know what, I really could use some help. Let me get a virtual assistant. Let me get, you are not, if I could go back and start my entrepreneur journey all over again, I would just save money, hire people along the way. And I have hired people along the way, but I took on way more projects than I probably should have, um, in order to try to be all things to all people. So learn from my mistakes, and also learn that you need multiple streams of income, because you cannot be a motivational speaker every single day. Maybe you need to have a conference. Maybe you need to have a workshop. Maybe you need to have a podcast. Maybe you don't need to do a workshop or a conference. But how will you know if you don't sit down with someone who can help you identify what the major moves are? Some of us are making these little, small, tiny moves that we think are big moves. First of all, I know y'all think they big moves, but at the end of the day, if they don't help you, let's just be honest. I don't know anybody that wants to work as hard as we do and not get paid for it. So you should have a product, that a stream of income that comes from your book, that if I meet someone, the first stream they get is the $15 book. It says Focus on the Good. It's a journal, but I'm using it as a book today. So my first leg was the $15 journal. Then the next thing is what? What is your next step? Because even well, I'll save that for Monday. I hope to see y'all on Monday. Please come on Monday. I don't want you to message me 3 months from now and go, I don't know how to sell my book. If you are in the publishing process, or like if you're still in the process of waiting for your book to get finished, you especially need to be there, because if I could start over my journey, if I could just start it all over, I would have started with branding and marketing. I would have started with not the physical branding and marketing, but putting the ideas together so that I had a plan. We out here with no plan, just shooting our shot with no plan, no aim, no nothing. And it's heartbreaking. I love y'all. Hopefully that answers your question. How many platforms should you have? You should have platforms and streams of income that make sense. CENTS. You should have streams of income that makes dollars and cents. Amen. So if you're an author and you have watched this and you're like, yes, I love it, I want to, I need branding and marketing, I do free consultations. I do free consultations for aspiring authors. I do free consultations on either spectrum. So if you just picked up the pen and you're like, hey, I want to write a book, I just don't know where to start, I can help you with that. I can help you with, I'm finished with the book and I don't know what to do next. I can help you with that. I can help you because at the end of the day, it's a free consultation. You get to decide if you want to use my business or not. I am a fully staffed publishing agency, so I help you from A to Z. Oh, you can get a free book on my website. I have a bunch of free stuff. Brandyhunt.com. You can get a free book about publishing. It's called The ABCs of Publishing. It's a digital version, but it literally is a letter of the alphabet for everything publishing. And it'll help you kind of flesh out some of the thoughts you have about this industry is huge, guys. I'm telling you. But think about people like Grant Cardone, Lisa Nichols. They have books, but they're also millionaires. They didn't become millionaires by just their book. Don't let anybody lie to you and tell you their book made them a millionaire. My book, I don't have Dealing with the Hand I Was Dealt near me, but Dealing with the Hand I Was Dealt opened so many doors for me that I had to start turning down, um, events, because people wanted me to come and speak. I didn't get paid for all of them, but it opened doors for me to do things, that like come and speak at events, hold leadership development conferences, walk people through. Oh, it talks about domestic violence. I get messages from women talking about they left their, either their husband who was abusive, or their boyfriend or girlfriend or whoever. So it opened up so many doors for me. I can't say that it made me rich, but it got me to where I am today, because had I not written that book, I would not be where I am today. So I don't say, I don't take it lightly if your book is, you feel like, I've only made $100, or I've only made $200. That's not the end of the story. I promise you. Keep going, keep writing, keep trying, keep keep creating. Don't ever stop creating. Okay. If the first book, well, I told you I have six. The first book may not be I thought my first book was going to be it. That's it. That's the end of the story. I'm done. And here go God talking about Fly 365, be the pilot of your own life. So my second book is called Fly 365, and it stands for Fearless Living Year Round. And so that's a whole different, it's about leadership and taking chances and taking risk. And then the third book is the ABCs of publishing. Then I did a collaboration. And so if you keep creating revenue, and you keep creating channels for people to connect with you. Amen. Amen. All hearts and minds clear. I have free consultations. That's the first thing. So free consultations for aspiring authors and authors. I have an event coming up on Monday, January 11th from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's called the Virtual Planning Party for Authors. It's eventbrite.com/BPP 2021. It'll also be below. And then I also have a free book on my website, brandyhunt.com. And you can also Instagram, go to Facebook, and it's called The Right Way to Publish for Profit. That's our Facebook group. Facebook, go join me on Instagram, author Brandy Hunt. And both of you join me on YouTube, where I air my author to author interviews. So if you're watching this and you're an author, I do free interviews. We'll just sit down, talk about your book, talk about your journey, talk about all the things that you have going on in the world, and I air it over on my YouTube channel, Author Brandy Hunt. So thank you for watching. This has been the Right Way Wednesday. There is a right way and a wrong way to publish. If you're going to do it, you might as well do it right. Talk to you soon. Bye.